Vice President of Santa Ana Business Council.
I'm Bobby Brooker, and I am representative from the Santa Ana First Presbyterian Church, and I'm treasurer.
Next. Alex. Good morning, Alex. You're on mute.
It
Can you
doesn't
hear me
seem
now?
like we have
Yes,
quorum
thank
yet
you, Alex.
because that was just 5.
I was just about to introduce myself.
Oh, go ahead, Mario.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mario Reyes, and I'm with the Sound Church. I'm in charge of outreach ministries and the Spanish ministry. Nice to meet you all. Nice to
Thank
see
you,
you.
Mario.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Bethany Shermer. I am also from the Sound. I am our connections pastor and work alongside with Pastor Mario.
Thank you.
Hello.
I see Señora Arianes.
Is Señora Arellanes online?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Señora, did you want to introduce yourself?
Señora,
Claudia, I think you're on mute.
can you hear us, Señora?
Well, I guess she's there, but for some reason we're not hearing her.
Yeah, maybe the line is not.
But I believe we have quorum now.
We have quorum.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can begin.
But let's have everybody introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Lonnie Paniagua. I am the founder of Amiga Social Club and new business owner for Casa Bloom.
Thank you, Lonnie.
Good morning. My name is Robert Chavez, and I am actually sitting in today for Teresa Oliveri, who was not able to attend this morning, but I know that there are some very familiar faces as I've been doing some outreach with her and supporting her. So I'll be providing a brief update and taking back comments to OCTA.
Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Anybody else?
Morning, my name is Bob Solomon from UCI School of Law. We have represented SABC since its inception.
Thank you, Mr. Bob. It's good to see you.
You too.
Next, anybody else?
I'm Rob Brown. I'm also with UCI Law in the clinic with Professor Solomon.
Thank you, Rob. Next.
Hi there. I'm Julie Castro. I'm with the City of Santa Ana. I serve as the downtown liaison. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Julie. Thank you for being on the meeting. Next.
Good morning, everyone. This is Wendy Hazy with Travel Santa Ana.
Thank you, Wendy. Next.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Officer Alex Gomez. I'm with Santa Ana Police Department, and I am the business liaison officer.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks for being on the meeting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else?
This is Wendy Barragan. I'm here to represent my parents, both business owners for over 25 years. We occupy the east side of Santa Ana, 3 buildings, building 316, 318, and 320B, the Barragan family.
Is this Charlie's?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you for being on the meeting.
Thank you for the invite.
You're very welcome. Anybody else?
Hello, my name is Oscar Gonzalez. I am the owner of the Golden Hot Fried Chicken at 4th Street Market.
Thank you, Oscar. Anybody else?
Good morning, Raul. This is Ryan Smolar with Downtown Inc. Happy to be here.
No, thank you for being on the and making the time, Ryan. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Señora.
How are you? Good morning, everyone. This is Claudia Arellanes. I'm the secretary for Santa Ana Council. And I I also want to welcome everybody, all the new ones that are coming into our meetings. This is awesome. Thank you.
I hope you're having a good time, Senora.
I am.
Enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Hello, my name is Carlos from AB Computers, and well, I'm here because I want to see what happened. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Carlos. Where are you located, Carlos?
312. I'm on 312 East 4th Street, on next to the Charlie Tattoos.
Oh, okay. So I can get an idea. Thank you, Carlos. Next.
Hello, my name is Eric. I am the owner of La Michoacana Express, downtown Santa Ana. Thank you for having me here.
No, thank you for being here. Thank you for making the time to be in the meeting. Anybody else? Next. Nobody? Going once? Going twice?
Hello? Hi.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Juliet from Chapala's Beauty Salon on 4th Street.
Thank you, Juliet. Thank you for making the time to be on this meeting. Alejandra's phone?
Good morning. This is Blas Garcia, owner of Color Beauty Bar, downtown Santa Ana.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, my name is Claudia Naffa. I'm a consultant for Santa Ana Business Council. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Thank you, Claudia. Next. Anybody else?
I'm Madeline Spencer, and I'm a consultant for Santa Ana Business Council as well.
Thank you, Magdalena. Thank you for putting all the agenda together. Anybody else there?
Hi, my name is Mike Hussein. I'm a member of the board. Glad to be at the meeting.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How's everybody else? Good.
I'm fine. Anybody else there? No? Anybody else? Going once? Twice? I guess not.
Sí, mi nombre es, buenos días a todos, mi nombre es Leticia Cortés, soy de aquí de San Inés Braido, de calle 4.
Where are you located, Leticia?
En calle 4, en la casi esquina de la 4 y la Broadway. Estoy en el 218 West, de calle 4.
La calle 4. Are you on the first floor or on the second floor?
No, en el primer piso.
Oh, primer piso, disculpa.
Sí.
Okay.
And quick question just for the meeting sake. Leticia just spoke in Spanish and we want to know, do we have somebody, maybe Claudia Naffa, can you help with translation?
Yes, I can.
We, during the meeting, need to do either way. And I don't know how many other people need translation, but as we're giving our reports, we'll go slowly so that we can at least have someone sharing if there's folks who don't speak English. And you can translate what I just said, if that's possible too.
Si necesita alguien traducción, que nos haga saber nada más. Aquí estoy yo disponible para traducirles. Vamos a ir sobre la agenda y nos vamos despacio para yo poderles hacer la traducción, si así la necesitan. ¿Sí la necesitan?
Sí. Hay otra compañera que también se quiere comunicar con ustedes, que es Minerva.
Ok, para Minerva.
Nomás que no puede activar el micrófono. Es de Chelsea's Bridal.
Okay.
Aquí de calle 4.
Leticia and Minerva are in the call and they will need the translation. So if we go slow, so I can translate as we go.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. ¿Está lista? Minerva.
Está activando, no puede activar el volumen para poder hablar ella.
Ok, vamos a seguir si alguien más quiere introducirse. We are going to continue with the meeting. If somebody else wants to introduce themselves, then we're ready to go ahead.
Ok, vamos a empezar. Si alguien se necesita presentar, que nos lo haga saber, pero vamos a empezar la junta.
Okay. Vamos a darle otra chance a
Minerva.
We're gonna wait for a couple seconds to Minerva, just in case if she's ready. So we're gonna start the agenda. Leticia, is Minerva ready?
Yeah. Pueden comenzar porque ella no puede activar el micrófono, me está diciendo. ¿Verdad?
Okay.
Pero
okay.
pueden.
Ok, bueno, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias por estar en la junta, Leticia y Minerva. So we are going to continue. We're going to start our meeting. We're going to approve. We're going to go ahead and approve the minutes from last meeting. As the minutes were presented, and we're ready to start the agenda.
Vamos a empezar la agenda.
If there are any corrections or additions?
Is there any corrections as the minutes were presented?
If not, then they're approved.
Oh, okay, then minutes approved. Thank you, everybody.
No hay
correcciones. Good morning, Raúl.
Good morning, Walter. Thank you for making that.
Thank you.
No hay ni adiciones a la agenda y de las minutas y fue aprobado. De las minutas.
Okay. Thank you, Claudia. Okay, so
Raul, you're supposed to technically take a vote for the minutes?
No, if there are no corrections or additions, they are just approved.
They just approve, exactly. Okay. Thank you, Rob, if you're always correcting me on that. Thank you. Okay, so let's start with Wendy Haas from Travel Santa Ana. Go ahead, Wendy.
Wendy, you're on mute, and did you need to?
Madeline, can you allow me to share my screen?
Yes.
Madeline?
Yeah. Is it allowing you?
No, it says cannot share, start screen share while another participant is sharing.
Okay, let me see this.
All right.
There you go.
Hello. Okay. Hello? Can you see travelsantaana.com?
Yes.
Okay, great. So last meeting, I presented the travelsantaana.com temporary website. Since then, I've added a Getting Here tab and have included information about the street closures and parking, and also have added a points of interest map. This points of interest map has also been distributed to all of the hotels to share with the guests. It highlights the 17 hotels funding Travel Santa Ana, as well as key points of interest throughout the city of Santa Ana.
Can you pass for?
Pardon?
Can you pass for a minute just so I can translate to the other ladies?
Oh, sorry. Yes, go ahead, Claudia.
You go straight through it. I'll be like, okay, give me the point. Okay, ahorita está haciendo la presentación Wendy Haas de Travel Santa Ana. Ella está, nos está enseñando una página que se hizo con varios puntos de interés. Son 17 hoteles los que están apoyando esta iniciativa, y los puntos de interés están ya en la página. Inicialmente nada más fue la foto de Santana, pero le están agregando más puntos. Está distribuido, este mapa lo están distribuyendo en estos 17 mapas, en estos 17 hoteles, perdón, en estos 17 hoteles para que la gente sepa a dónde venir y tiene los iconos para que la gente pueda entrar y pueda ver dónde estamos. Thank you.
And then just so you, the website can also be translated into multiple languages by simply going to the bottom right-hand corner and selecting the language to translate.
También la plataforma de internet tiene la opción para que traducir la página a varios lenguajes.
The other item that I wanted to share is we have gone through our strategic planning for the next 3 years, and we have a strategic plan that's been developed with values, a vision, and mission. Claudia, I paused for you.
Okay. Se hizo un plan de 3 años y en este plan de los 3 años se están viendo los puntos de los diferentes valores, la misión y the value, the mission and the what, Wendy?
Vision, mission, and values.
Value, mission, and vision. La visión, los valores y la misión para la organización de Travel Santana.
So the organizational vision is to elevate Santa Ana as the authentic and welcoming Orange County destination.
Es para elevar a Santana para que sea un punto de atracción.
And our values are passion. We are passionate in our efforts to strengthen our community's economic vitality.
Nuestros valores y nuestra pasión es para elevar a la comunidad.
Inclusiveness, we are diverse and inclusive. All are welcome.
Toda la diversidad es incluida y es bienvenida.
Collaboration, we value and respect each other and recognize we are stronger when we work together.
Reconocer que trabajamos mejor si estamos juntos y estamos unidos.
Relevance, we are valued in our community for our leadership, expertise, and integrity.
Se nos valora por nuestra integridad.
We are awareness. We are aware of our community's cultural heritage and history and continue to ask questions and learn.
Seguimos haciendo las preguntas para seguir creciendo juntos como comunidad de nuestros valores y nuestra cultura.
And you can find this information on travelsantaana.com under about travelsantaana.com.
Toda esta información la pueden obtener en la página de internet travelsantana.com en el botoncito que dice acerca de nosotros, que es About.
And the last item is just an update on the branding initiative. We will have a brand within the next 3 months. We've completed the interviews, and the next step is a survey that will go out to everyone in the community.
Va a haber una encuesta que va a salir a toda la comunidad para hablar sobre el branding. I need help with that word, branding in Spanish. Somebody.
Branding. Pues yo creo que es como publicidad, ¿no?
Marca. Sería como marca, ¿no? Como la marca.
Es como darlo para conocer.
Sí.
Marca es, sí, la marca.
Sí, bueno, para darse a conocer, va a haber una encuesta que se va a dar a la comunidad para ver cómo se va a dar mejor a conocer todo esto que se está haciendo.
So
Thank you.
that's it for my update. If anyone has any questions, you can ask now, or you can email me at wendy@travelsantaana.com.
Eso es todo por ahorita. Si alguien tiene alguna pregunta para ella, por favor, ahorita es el momento de hacerlo, o si no, también le pueden mandar un correo electrónico a ella, a su correo que es Wendy has, what was the email again?
At travelsantaana.com.
And would you put it in the chat, Wendy?
Yes, yep, I'll put it in the chat, and it's also on my photo.
Yes.
lo va a poner ahorita el correo de ella lo va a poner en la conversación que está ahorita por medio de Zoom, y también está bajo su nombre el correo de ella si alguien tiene alguna pregunta. Igual si alguien se quiere comunicar con ella y no lo quieren hacernos a nosotros saber, nosotros nos podemos comunicar con ella y contestar algunas de las preguntas que ustedes tengan.
That's it for my presentation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you for the updating. Okay, we are gonna continue our agenda. Ana Laura is next. It's Ana Laura there.
Siguen a Laura para presentar, ¿está ahí?
No, she's not there. Está por ahí Ana Laura. Fue invitada. She was invited to be on this meeting this morning.
It looks like she's on the call, but maybe
She is on the call.
Just
Yes,
her
it
microphone's
shows
not
us
working.
Ana Padilla.
Maybe
I
if
am
you
so
wanna,
sorry. I had some issues with my microphone. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Ana. How are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
You next on the agenda, Ana. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for inviting us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being on the meeting. Go ahead, Ana.
Sorry, my microphone keeps on turning up. Thank you so much for inviting us. It's me and more of my some other businesses from downtown Santa Ana. So I'm happy that they're all here. Muchas gracias. I don't know if you're gonna do the translation or you want me to.
If you want to do it right after,
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Ana. Go ahead, Ana, in English, and then Claudia will translate for those people that need translation. Also, in public comments in the agenda, everybody has 3 minutes if they wanna make a comment.
Well, yeah, basically, I'm here to. It's our first time for I think many of us to be invited to this meeting, and we kind of want to go. I don't know if at the end of public comments we can just touch another subject, or the board can like present themselves, since I'm familiar with just Raul. And I think that's it. I don't have any comments at the moment. I will have them at the end of the meeting if that's okay.
Well, if you can make the comments right now and then we'll discuss it at the end, that would be nice.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna go over the meeting that we had at the city in regards of presenting to the board the idea of uniting just one organization, or I just have those questions in regards to if I would like to comment on that whenever it's presented.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna give my report that we had meetings with the city. We had a meeting with the city, and what we talked. So when I get to the line item, then I will say that.
Okay.
But if you want to wait, that's fine. So anybody else, or they just want to wait until?
Well, I would like if you give the time for everybody to introduce themselves. I feel Leticia is here with us, Chevita, also Minerva.
We already went through that.
Oh,
But what if
I'm sorry, I
let's
got
go
here
through
later.
our board
That's
agenda and then you just leave the time at the end and everybody can go.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, okay, thank you, Ana.
Ok, Ana estábamos preguntándole que si quería hacer los comentarios. Ahorita no los van a hacer, se van a esperar hasta después, y quería presentar a varias personas que están ahorita con ella.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna move to line F, Teresa Oliver from Octa.
Good morning. So yes, I am not Teresa. She was unable to attend this morning, but I am in her place going to just give a brief update. I believe you're going to also give a report on the city, but I'll pause there for a second. Buenos días, mi nombre es Roberto Chévez, estoy acá de parte de Octa y Teresa no podía estar con nosotros esta mañana, so voy a estar un reporte breve. Sé que vamos a hablar un poco sobre lo que se platicó en la ciudad. So with that, I won't steal too much of the thunder, but certainly we've been trying to work very closely with the city, with the different groups. We've been in communication, obviously with Ana Laura as well, with her group. And so a few things that we are, and Julie can also probably step in on, certainly on behalf of the city, but what we have thus far is that we are moving pretty aggressively on the signage that has been requested. And if you've been driving certainly through the city and different areas, you'll see that there's quite a bit more signage. Let me stop there for a second so that I don't lose my place and translate in Spanish. Lo que quería dar ahorita es, vamos a estar platicando más sobre lo que se platicó en la ciudad, en la Junta de City Council de la ciudad este martes, pero lo que le puedo decir ahorita es que estamos bastante agresivos con tratando de poner más rótulos, información dirigiendo a personas a dónde estacionarse, cómo llegar al downtown y que los negocios están abiertos. So, ojalá han visto que hemos aumentado esas cosas y vamos a estar haciendo bastante más. In addition to the signage that we've increased throughout the city, both to direct people to parking and businesses open, we are in the process of getting some additional signage in English and in Spanish that will be in the storefronts. Además de los rótulos que han visto ahorita, que hemos agregado, vamos a estar también dando rótulos que van a poder ir en las, que están en inglés y en español, que se van a poder poner en las ventanas de cada negocio avisando que están abiertos. So signage is just one thing that we know is very, very important. I know that the city, and I'll let the city talk more about that, but the request for the free parking, obviously that's something that the city has already instituted, and hopefully that is going to be helping quite a bit. Sabemos que el estacionamiento era algo muy importante que habían pedido que sea gratuito para las personas que están visitando. Es algo que la ciudad ya está en lugar, pero la ciudad puede hablar más sobre ese tema. The other thing too that we wanted to share is promotion. We know that there's limited benefit, we'll say, for some of the folks that have signed up for the Eat Shop Play. And so OCTA has committed at the city council meeting that we are putting together a much more robust promotion strategy that will include advertisements in print, in radio, and also digital, so on social media, not through the OCTA website, but digital ad buys. So sabemos que cómo podemos, la promoción de los negocios es algo que es muy importante. Sabemos que hay beneficios, límites en el programa que tenemos ahorita sobre Eat Shop Play. So lo que estamos haciendo es, estamos poniendo un plan bastante que va a enviar a más personas, que va a incluir anuncios en el periódico, en la radio y también en advertencias digitales, o no solamente por los canales de OCTA, pero estos son lo que llamamos los digital ad buys que se compran como en Facebook y otras plataformas. So I know it's a lot that I'm kind of sharing, but those are the things that are in motion right now. The other thing too that we talked about at the city, which was obviously of importance to the businesses, is security. And I know that at the meeting, there was a commitment that there would be increased security so that it isn't just at certain hours, but around the clock. La otra cosa que también escuchamos claramente de los negocios que están preocupados es con la seguridad. Entonces es algo que ACTA ya dijo que iban a hacer y lo que tenemos es, estamos trabajando con el contratista para tener más seguridad alrededor del día, no nomás en ciertas horas. Hopefully that's something that you've seen some of these changes initially. Others are also with just the overall maintenance of the area. We know that's important to keep things clean, trying to work with the dust control as well. La otra cosa que también estamos muy pendiente también es de que el área se ve que esté limpia y también tratando de reducir el polvo que hay con la construcción. There's much more that's going to be discussed, and we'll have some additional updates next week as we implement more things. But let me actually, we're trying to get the promotion activities going as quickly as possible. So next week is when we're presenting all of this information to within OCTA. One thing we do want to do is we don't want to just make these decisions in a bubble. We do want to get some input. And so we're going to be talking to, obviously, to the board here. Ana Laura, we want to talk to your group and make sure that some of these promotion strategies are gonna be beneficial and will reach your audiences. So let me pause there and do that in Spanish. Vamos a ver más mejoramientos en las semanas que vienen, pero la próxima semana vamos a estar presentando este plan para promoción adentro de OCTA, y también lo que queremos estar seguro es que vamos a incluir en las pláticas de a dónde se debe promover. No queremos trabajar solamente en lo que nosotros pensamos que va a trabajar, pero queremos hablar con ustedes para estar seguro que llegue a las personas que ustedes quieren llegar a. Entonces, con eso vamos a estar trabajando con este grupo. También, Ana Laura, queremos hablar contigo y las personas que estás trabajando con, para estar seguro que las ideas de promoción estén en línea de lo que ustedes están pensando. So, with that, I'm going to pause. I know it's a lot of information, and if there are questions now or at the end that I can't answer, I'll certainly am going to be taking them back to Teresa, and I know that there's a recording of this that's taking place. So I'll do the final translation in Spanish. So con esto voy a tener pausa ahorita para ver si hay preguntas, o no sé si lo van a hacer ahorita o después, pero si hay alguna pregunta que no puedo, no tengo una respuesta, yo lo voy a llevar de regreso a OCTA. Sabemos que se está grabando este meeting, entonces vamos a estar seguros que podemos responder a todas las preguntas.
Well, thank you, Robert, for all the information, and also thank you for translating it in Spanish. You save us a little time there. By the way, you translate very well also.
Thank you.
Yeah. I did, I received some post, like signs for the windows open during construction. That was very quick. I mean, we only talk about that like a couple of days before, a day or a couple of days before. And I just got the signs yesterday, and I'm sure that every business in the downtown got it also. So that's very quick. Thank you for that, Robert. And OCTA also. With that, I want to ask anybody if anybody has a question for Robert. Go ahead.
Raul, this is Ryan Smolar. I have a comment, public comment for Robert.
Go ahead.
So, Robert, thank you. I applaud the things you're saying, the security, the signage, and real advertising, and doing it with us, not just for us or to us. The maintenance of the area and the lack of accessibility is still unacceptable, and we should definitely be walking the site together and improving things all the time as we go along. Lastly, Teresa said at our last board meeting and the last SABC board meeting that more marketing funds would be made available for the downtown bids. we've been highly effective in spending those funds and transparent. And I'd like us to hear more about what she meant by what the next funds would be. For Downtown Inc., our last funds were due by contract April 1, 2021. We got them yesterday. So we're eager to meet with the Ana Laura group and workshop how we're spending it. We have a full marketing plan in place, a draft plan that we're asking for people to comment on. But then we'd like to know also what's next in store for that so we can plan ahead and be most effective. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
I have one small question too. This is Madeline with Santa Ana Business Council. And I was just hoping that
Can someone translate what Ryan just said?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's important.
Oh, thank you, Kim. Claudia?
Oh, you're on mute.
There you go. Thank you, Claudia.
Ryan Smolar, Downtown Inc. Dio las gracias a Octa por el trabajo que se ha estado haciendo, por la rapidez en la que se han estado moviendo para agilizar los letreros, y también les hace saber que no es suficiente lo que se está haciendo en términos del tráfico, de cómo se está manejando el tráfico ahí en el centro de Santa Ana, de que deben de tener deben de juntarse y caminar el centro para ver cómo aliviar esa presión que tiene ahorita todos los negocios. Se habló también les acaban de llegar los fondos de parte de Octa. Ellos tienen un plan de mercadeo previo, pero les gustaría tener más colaboración con los grupos, con Ana, para saber de qué manera mejor servir a todos los negocios.
Thank you, Claudia. Gracias.
Mari.
I just wanted really quick, is there like for March 5th, which is when a lot of people are going to be coming into downtown, I just was hoping, is there some kind of a plan that just shows exactly what streets are torn up right now so that I can create something to put on our site to show people the easiest way to navigate in order to park, etc.?
El 5 de marzo tenemos un evento llamado Boca de Oro, donde va a haber mucha gente en el centro. Todas las áreas públicas serán activadas, y pregunta a Madeline de si hay un plan, un mapa de Octa donde se diga cuáles son las calles que están cerradas, cuáles están abiertas para tener mejor flujo de la gente.
I can answer that. There is a map that I saw yesterday that does show the various locations and what locations are also open for parking. So I'll make sure that we get an email over to you, Madeline, so that you have it readily available.
Thank you so much.
And so, sobre lo que pidió Madeline era saber si, si hay un mapa de que enseña dónde están los cierres de la calle, y también cómo puede uno llegar a su destinación. Entonces, hay un mapa que existe, entonces lo que voy a hacer es lo voy a proveer a ella, y también incluye información de dónde las personas se pueden estacionar. So I'll make sure to follow up on that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Anybody else want to make a comment or ask any questions to Robert?
Yes, if I can, not all the businesses receive the posters saying now open. I spoke with Maria yesterday from Octa, and apparently she was going to drop off some more. I don't know if that's possible, if that be done today.
Yeah, I did see the communication from Maria. You're talking about Maria Yanes Forgas, no?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Yeah, so she had sent an update. I know that we're trying to get some additional signage. So Ana Laura, I'll definitely follow up with you right after, and just to make sure that I have the latest from Maria to see if it's her team that's going out there, or if it needs to be someone else. But I know that Maria did send an update saying that there was some more signage that was needed.
Thank you. And my second question will be,
Ana, can I
this
of course. Ana está preguntando sobre los letreros que ella no recibió y algunos de los comerciantes no han recibido los letreros que está dando Octa. Y efectivamente ella con María de Octa y van a ver lo antes posible que se los lleven a los demás negocios. Así es de que si uno de ustedes son esos negocios, por favor digan para que entreguen.
Gracias, Claudia.
Um,
Anybody?
Yeah, I just have a second question. And
Go
my
ahead.
second question, well, actually I have three questions total. My second question will be, there's continuously closing of sidewalks. Every day it's just a new sidewalk that it's being closed. And I've been very specific on asking if you guys are gonna upload any new maps, if you are gonna change the sidewalks. For example, yesterday, 4th Street and Sycamore, one of the sidewalk was completely obstructed and closed. So this is becoming very confusing for the people that we're sending to the parking lot because then they don't have a way into some of the businesses. So I want to know how are you going to handle that if you're going to be updating the maps on the website, if you can send us an updated map right now of also the sidewalks that are available, because some of them are closed at the moment, and I can share you some pictures that I have to give you a little bit more graphics on the sidewalks that are closed.
María, Ana está preguntando sobre si hay algunos mapas que están continuamente actualizados, porque todos los días están cerrando las banquetas. Ayer cerraron la 4, entre la 4 y la Sycamore. Entonces, es muy confuso para las personas que visitan, nuestros clientes que visitan la calle, el centro, es muy confuso porque un día está una cerrada, otro día otro, y con propósitos de mandarlos a los estacionamientos, pues no se sabe en realidad cuál es la banqueta que sí está abierta. Quiere saber si se va a estar actualizando diariamente eso y que si les puede mandar una para poder saber qué es lo que está cerrado, qué es lo que está abierto.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Ana, for that information. So what we'll do is so just without getting into all of the specifics, absolutely, the contractor, there is a plan that shows that should be getting shared with the team that shows which sidewalks are going to be closed. So what I'm going to do is I will reach out to the contractor to see what that schedule is and also if you wouldn't mind, Anna, sending me the photos. And if you send it to the OC Street card, that would be great because multiple team members will receive that. And if you can just share that these are the photos that you discussed. And what we'll do is we'll get with the contractor to see how we can put together some type of a schedule and map that will show, that will better indicate where the sidewalks are going to be closed and for the duration. I don't know if I'll leave it at that and we'll go from there, but yes, we'll try to see what we can do to help with that. Entonces lo que vamos a hacer es la pregunta sobre si hay un tipo de mapa, algo que indica cuáles aceras se están cerrando porque ahorita está difícil planear. Entonces lo que vamos a hacer es vamos a hablar con el equipo de construcción para ver si podemos agarrar un schedule de ellos, también con detalles en un mapa que indica a dónde va a estar cerrado y para qué tiempo. So we'll follow up on that.
Thank you, Robert.
And then Anna, you had one more question, right?
Yeah, my last question will be, so in the council meeting, I think we were all, or my understanding of this is since this Octa project, and we are very, like, I'm speaking for most of the businesses on 4th Street downtown right now. We are very heavily impacted by this. Like, again, we never thought this was going to impact the businesses as much as it's impacted them right now. I have some of my colleagues that used to sell $1,200 a day. Right now, they're down to $70 if it was a good day. So we definitely need funding. Funding is it's very important to kind of surpass this part of the construction. And Octa really hasn't mentioned any other funding that are going to be available. when I believe the funding that that you guys already released, to be quite honest, I don't feel like it's gonna be enough to try to help all these businesses. So have you had any conversations in regards of extra funding that it's gonna be available for the businesses, or any way you can you can fund all these businesses for the inconvenience of this massive construction? Is there been any discussions regarding into that?
Lo que está preguntando Ana es de que si ha habido discusiones sobre fondos adicionales para los negocios que han sido impactados por esta construcción, que nadie se imaginaba que iba a ser tan dolorosa para todos ellos. Hace el comentario de que los fondos que ya se han distribuido no piensa que son suficientes como para poder empezar a ayudar a estos negocios, pero quiere saber si sí ha habido esas conversaciones con Octa de cómo se les van a ayudar a los negocios con fondos.
Okay, so in the city council meeting, if I'm not mistaken, I know that there was the mayor and the council, well, actually the mayor had discussed that there might be, there was going to be some discussions about that at the city level, but I don't want to definitely speak for the city at all. Julie, is there any type of update on that?
Question.
I feel like
The question was for OPTAC, not,
Yes.
not for the city.
Yeah, the city
it.
has already given us an update on the funding, but
Got it.
I don't feel like the city is only responsible for the funding. The other meeting that we have with Octa and the city directly, they direct to probably Octa matching the funding that the city is going to be giving, since this is Octa project.
Okay, very good. Yeah, and then I'm definitely not privy to that information. So what I'll do is certainly share this with the Octa team and with Teresa, and I know that she's been in communication with the leadership at Octa. So what I'll do is make sure that we get this question to her to see what other discussions have happened, and if there's and you mentioned something about matching. Where did that come from? Just so that I know.
Well, there's going to be funding from the city, and
Okay.
the representatives from Octa were at a meeting,
Okay.
the city, and with some of the representatives for the businesses.
Okay.
And I thought you could answer that question, or you can probably pass it along so we
Yes.
can
Absolutely.
have it as soon as they can in
Absolutely.
regards to just putting more funding into what's going to be the relief that is going to be given into the businesses.
Absolutely. Entonces, nomás para la respuesta en español. Entonces, lo que vamos a hacer, la pregunta era si había más recursos que estarían disponibles de parte de Octa para ayudar a los negocios. Entonces, yo no sé la respuesta, pero sé que ha habido pláticas, pero yo no estoy seguro de esas pláticas. So, lo que voy a hacer es llevar esta pregunta al equipo de Octa, a Teresa, y yo sé que ella está en comunicación con las personas que están encargadas de Octa. Entonces, eso es algo que vamos a poder proveer una respuesta, disculpe. So, yeah, so we'll go ahead and make sure to follow up with that one as well.
Can I,
Okay, thank you, Ana. Is anybody else there that has any comment or ask Robert?
I think Kim wanted to say something.
Yeah.
yes, Robert, thank you so much for your time. And I'm going to go kind of at a very higher level. And I don't know if this, because we also view you as a partner, but I'm thinking, this huge infrastructure bill just passed last year, and there's so much talk on the federal level about dealing with inequities and helping communities that have been, with social justice, and communities that have been ignored. And I just would have to believe that OCTA could put pressure on the Department of Transportation and the amount of funds that are coming in with the new infrastructure bill. And if we can partner with you to advocate for much greater funds, because this community is going to be devastated if we do not have a lot of funding coming into the downtown over this next year. And so we open the invitation that if you need us to be partnering with you, but I would have to believe that on the federal level, OCTA can be getting more funds for this project. So it's just a thought.
Thank you. I definitely will take that back. Do you want to translate that part, Claudia?
Sure. Kim Tafner le está preguntando a Robert que va a hacer la pregunta un poquito más elevada, que si podríamos hacer, como tenemos estamos colaborando con OCTA, que si puede haber una manera de llevarlo a un nivel federal, donde pudiéramos tener más fondos a nivel federal para poder aliviar el impacto que ha tenido esta construcción, con todas las cosas que han pasado con esta pandemia a nivel social, y en comunidades, en diferentes comunidades, sería algo que se tendría que ver, cómo obtener más fondos.
Robert, I'm Bobby Rooker with Santa Ana First Presbyterian Church. It's taken, almost 3 years to get the cotton picking street next to our church that goes into our parking and all. It still isn't finished. I hope you're listening to these people downtown, because their businesses are not going to last if it takes as long as it did and has done by my church. It's very aggravating. We have lost a lot at our church because of the road construction. For what? I've been here all my life, so I know what I've seen and what I've gone through. I used to ride the red car, but why is it taking so long? This is ridiculous.
Abrir el teléfono y está haciendo el comentario de que es ridículo el tiempo que se ha tomado este proyecto. Ya tienen más de 3 años. Ella en su iglesia en particularmente han perdido muchísimo por esta construcción, y le hace el recordatorio a Robert de que muchos negocios están siendo afectados y van a seguir sufriendo si esto no se agiliza de alguna manera.
Can I ask which churches, what location is that at?
I am with Santa Ana First Presbyterian Church, which is at 600 North Main.
Okay.
And that church has been there for 100+ years, and it's really hurt us.
Okay.
And they still haven't finished paving the street, and it goes into Civic Center.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. Anybody else?
You can tell I'm a little frustrated.
I completely understand. I completely understand. There's nothing else I can say.
It looks like Marcela has her hand up.
Marcela Rodriguez. Hello, Marcela. Marcela, do you want to make a comment?
I have a comment for Robert.
Yes.
Robert, this is Julie with the city. One of the small things, I know you're hanging there, Robert. It's just communication stuff. My question for you is if there's a possibility for the construction crews to clear out the gravel and debris in the bridges and the crosswalks and the sidewalks that are directly adjacent to the construction. For example, 4th and Sycamore, on all 4 corners, there's quite a bit of gravel and debris there from construction, if they can clear that out. And another specific thing is if they can realign the barricades so that they're as far away as possible and give more walking space. So that would be throughout the entire footprint. So those are the specific items. I think that would make a big difference.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Do you want me to translate, Julie?
I could do it. Estaba pidiendo el muchacho Roberto que el equipo de la construcción barra cada día y quite las piedritas y la tierra del de la calle, de donde pasamos nosotros a caminar, de los puentecitos que han construido para que la gente no se caiga y que también las barajadas que las muevan un poquito más para que sea la banqueta más amplia.
And so thank you, Julie. I'll definitely get to the construction. And this goes for anybody on this call and anybody that you know. If you can provide details like Julie just did on the corner of 4th and Sycamore, and I know that I know this sounds a little bit kind of like it should all be clear, but really, if you can give us pinpoint locations, that makes it a little bit easier for us to be able to make sure that we're getting to those places. I know that this should be not just at this location, it should be clear all throughout, but these little things do help because then we can get to the construction crews really, really quick, tell them, hey, you got a hot spot, we need to go get that fixed right away. Voy a traducir esto en español. Sí, vamos a llevar esta información con el equipo de construcción para que puedan limpiar esa área y los puentecitos, pero cualquier persona que esté en esta llamada o que tenga otros negocios, si tienen un lugar que pueden identificar exactamente el lugar, eso nos ayuda. Sabemos que debe de ser toda la área, pero por favor, si nos puede dar detalles de los lugares especialmente donde hay problemas, nosotros después podemos hablar con la construcción, equipos de construcción y ojalá limpiar esa área más rápidamente. Si nos ayuda, por favor, y nos proveen esos detalles, agradeceríamos. And I saw that there's a question from Ryan, so I will go ahead and put my email in there.
Thank you, Robert. Anybody else?
Yes, I have a question for Robert. Robert, have you guys talked about the double shifting that we asked from the last meeting with the city?
I know I'm sorry, go ahead.
Está preguntando, no sé quién es, pero no era. Alguien está preguntando si ya hay conversaciones sobre doble turno en la construcción.
I know that was taken up to leadership. I don't know if there's been any discussion after that. I know it was taken back. Everything that was discussed at the city council meeting was provided in a report to leadership. So I will ask the question and see if there's been any further discussion on that. Entonces, sobre la pregunta de si hay de trabajo de doble turno, yo lo que sé es que esta información se la pasamos a las personas que se han encargado de ACTA, pero no sé si ha habido otras pláticas sobre el doble turno. Va a ser una pregunta que vamos a llevar de nuevo.
Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, I know you're doing your best to come with us and, have the possible answer for us. Mm-hmm. But this is the second thing you say, I don't know. I don't have no much information. Like Ana Laura asked you about the funding and you say you didn't know if it was any discussion. Like you say, like maybe the city, and we don't have answers, Yes. And then now with the double shifting, you say, I don't know. Like I said, like I know you're doing the best, but they should give you more information to come, speak with us.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm filling in for Teresa, so yeah.
Alguien está haciendo el comentario de que Robert no tiene todas las respuestas. Efectivamente no las tiene todas. Él nada más está aquí en lugar de Teresa, pero sí hay el comentario de que pues no tiene todas las respuestas y quieren más respuestas sobre el fondo, sobre el doble turno.
Thank you, Claudia. Anybody else? No? So I guess we're gonna. Hello?
Yeah, my name is Brian. I'm representing my mom's store on 4th Street.
Who?
I had a
Brian. Brian, yeah. Of which business is this?
This is Anna's Everything Store. It's 113th West 4th Street.
Okay. And what's the name of the business?
Anna's Everything Store.
Okay, thank you.
And then I
Go
had a
ahead.
question for Robert.
Go ahead.
I know Okta has said that the workers work from certain hours. Would it help them as well? Because we notice sometimes that the workers leave earlier than the time that they say they are working through. So does he want us to send pictures of that as well when they leave?
Brian está representando al negocio de su mamá, Anna's Everything Store, y está preguntando sobre los trabajadores de la construcción. Se van más temprano de lo que dicen que tienen que trabajar. Quiere saber si sería bueno documentar eso y mandárselo a Robert para hacerle saber que pues, la gente se está yendo, está terminando más rápido de lo esperado.
You're welcome to send us photos, sure. Definitely. And you can send them to actually the OC Streetcar, the email that we have set up for the project. And let's see. Do you have the email is the ocstreetcar@octa.net. Entonces la respuesta sobre la pregunta es si nos gusta mandar las fotos, claro que lo puede hacer. El correo electrónico es el ocstreetcar@octa.net. So ocstreetcar@octa.net. Esta información está en todos los anuncios que hemos pasado sobre la construcción. So, Brian, definitely, if you'd like to send us those, please feel free to do so.
Robert, can you please put that email on the chat as well?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robert. Is there anybody else that has a comment?
Sí, buenos días.
Buenos días.
Mi
Marcela,
nombre
¿cómo
es
está?
Marcela. Bien, gracias a Dios. Espero que
Qué
todos
bueno.
ustedes estén bien. Gracias. Un comentario, mire, usted, señor Raúl, como yo, hemos estado mucho tiempo en el negocio ahí en Santana.
Ajá.
Estoy ahí más de 20 años. He visto todos los cambios que ha habido en el centro de Santana, que específicamente la calle 4.
Sí.
En el tiempo que todo esto se empezó en el proyecto Renacimiento que le llamó la ciudad, donde estaba en la mesa directiva en ese tiempo Alfredo Amezcua, señor Lomelí, San Romero, todos ellos estaban involucrados en este movimiento en ese tiempo. Había varias organizaciones, había los residentes alrededor, todos estábamos involucrados en ese tiempo y siempre esperamos respuesta por parte de la organización. Nunca la hubo.
Para traducir.
¿Sí?
¿Me
¿Perdón?
permite para traducir ahora en inglés?
Sí.
Marcela is speaking right now. She's just giving her introduction. She's been in business for more than 20 years in the downtown and talking about the project called Rebirth through the city. It was a project
Renaissance.
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 Renaissance, que fue proyecto de la ciudad donde había varios miembros como el señor Amezcua, San Romero y varias organizaciones que estaban involucradas. Sígale, señora.
En ese tiempo se estaba proyectando todas estas cosas que están pasando ahorita y todas las que se vienen de acuerdo al plan Renacimiento. Ahorita estamos sufriendo ya que los encargados en ese momento del que estaban en la Asociación de Comerciantes nunca hicieron, todo el mundo sacó provecho de esa situación en ese tiempo y se olvidaron de la calle 4, realmente se olvidaron de los comerciantes y ahorita los que estamos sufriendo somos nosotros. Estamos pidiendo la ayuda de todos ustedes, ayuda económica, que es lo que necesitamos ahorita urgente. ¿Quiere traducir?
Sí, está hablando sobre el proyecto. She's talking about the Renaissance program and how back then when this was being planned years ago, everybody benefited from this project. But right now that the people that are in the downtown, they're the ones that are hurting and they're asking for financial help.
En ese tiempo se acordó también que iba a haber más áreas verdes, no tanta construcción, no más licencias de alcohol, y ahorita estamos rodeados de restaurantes / bares. Entonces, todos estos cambios han sido brutales para lo que es el centro de Santa Ana.
The initial
Yo
plan,
como,
permítame,
como comerciante, perdón,
the initial plan was to actually bring this project, but as well, there were going to be more green areas, less liquor licenses, and currently we have more restaurants and more bars than before.
todo esto ha sido, lo he visto con el paso del tiempo, que ha sido todo un ataque a nuestra cultura, a nuestras tradiciones. Muchas cosas han desaparecido que eran parte de nuestra cultura y nuestras tradiciones. Muchos negocios que estaban en ese tiempo y ahora ya no existen. Yo creo que quedamos 1/3 de lo que estaba en ese tiempo. Así que, por favor, queremos permanecer allí, necesitamos su ayuda y sobre todo el impulso económico ya.
There's been a lot of businesses that have been lost. Maybe 1/3 of the businesses now remain. There's been a loss of culture and tradition, and she eagerly asked for the financial help for all of these businesses that are suffering.
Eso es todo. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, Marcela. Okay, is there anybody else there?
Yes, me, Wendy Barragan, here representing both of my parents, the Barragan family. I actually wanted to bring up if you guys could cross promote not only my business, all of the other business owners. I could via email our information, whatever social media platforms that you guys have or are in control of, if you guys could please cross promote us. And for the Boca de Oro on the 5th, I heard something about a map being distributed to Señora Marcela or Magdalena. I'm wondering if perhaps we could probably get a copy of that map as well to cross promote you guys. Just anything that'll help us business owners out as far as redirecting foot traffic. A lot of people that come to our place of businesses from either San Diego, Los Angeles County, Inland Empire, not only do they get tired of trying to find parking, the whole rerouting issue that OCTA isn't doing a very organized job directing traffic in an appropriate manner. It has taken an impact in our place of business. So if you guys could please cross promote us on your social media platforms, or if I could please get in contact with the people that you guys have in charge of your guys' social media platforms, that would really work for us.
Wendy Barragán está representando a su familia y nos pide que por favor estemos colaborando en promover todos los negocios, hacer una colaboración de promoción para todos los negocios, y que el mapa que se le pidió a OCTA ahora para el 5 de marzo para el Festival de Boca de Oro, que si por favor también se los podemos dar a ustedes para que sepan cuáles son las banquetas, las calles, qué es lo que está cerrado para tener mejor flujo para los clientes. Lo mismo, la gente no sabe dónde estacionarse, no sabe cuáles calles están cerradas, la gente que viene de Los Ángeles, de San Diego, de todos los lugares que nos viene a visitar, es muy difícil para ellos saber cómo navegarse en el centro de Santa Ana, y pide esa copia. Y volviendo a hacer el énfasis de que vamos a promovernos unos a los otros, y que nos pide nuestros correos para podernos comunicar y tener más diálogo sobre las promociones y lo que está pasando en el centro de Santa Ana.
Claro que sí.
Thank you. You guys could put that in the chat box and I'll get in touch with people. Thank you very much.
Wendy, thank you so much. We'll be in touch with you and anybody for that matter that would like to continue this collaboration.
Thank you, Wendy. Is there anybody else with a comment?
Raul, I just wanted to mention in response to her request for advertising,
Yes.
I asked Ryan if he could please put in their information, and he did into the chat right now. And if we can as well, Claudia, put in for Calle Cuatro Marketplace, we have a calendar where if you're having a special or promotion, or we put it on social media. And also there's a newsletter that goes out every week. So if you guys have aggregated sales or anything, we also have a day, which is the sidewalk sales every third Wednesday, where we'd love to really help push and promote all of our businesses if we have things that we want for that day. So in the chat, you will find the email address for you guys to send us in what you want to advertise.
En esta llamada, en la sección de los comentarios, estamos poniendo nuestros correos electrónicos para que nos puedan dar su información, si tienen algún evento, si tienen alguna venta grande donde se puedan promover. Tenemos la revista en digital donde se pueden ser promovidos. Tenemos las ventas de banqueta donde hemos tratado de empujar esta venta desde hace muchos años, donde la queremos seguir empujando. Y cualquier cosa, tenemos un calendario de Calle 4 Marketplace, y Downtown Inc. también tiene un calendario donde se anuncian todas las cosas que están pasando en el centro de Santana. Háganos saber cuáles son los eventos para poderlos promover.
Gracias, Claudia. Wendy, también we are going to send somebody just to the other businesses that are not, that we don't have their contact. We want to have their contact so they are informed of all the activities that are going on every week. We want to make sure that we have everybody's contact so they know what's going on in the downtown. In the next few days, we're going to be doing that. Thank you. Anybody else?
Sí.
Okay. Anybody else wants to make a comment because it's getting late?
Sí, habla Juliet Castro.
Sí, Julie, dale.
Sí, buenos días. Mi comentario para la persona de Octa es que necesitamos su apoyo financieramente, porque en estas 2 semanas yo específicamente he tenido pérdidas de mi salón de belleza grandes. Nos gustaría que nos ayudara. En 4 meses no sabemos lo que vaya a pasar. Si es que vaya hasta dejar de pagar mi renta, tengo que comprar producto para sobrevivir, para estar bien. Si nos puede, por favor, ayudar. Es lo que estamos todos. Aquí en la 4, gente que viene de Lake Forest, Dana Point, ellos no saben lo que está pasando aquí en la 4. Vamos a perder nuestros clientes. Tenemos que nos den promoción hasta allá lejos, porque no solamente vienen de ahí, vienen de más lejos, que nos vienen a visitar aquí, vienen a la calle 4 a caminar, a pasear. Esto es nuestra cultura. Ahora no tiene nada que hacer, ya nada más los bares, está todo inundado aquí de bares, hasta muertes, lamentablemente. Ese es mi comentario. Necesitamos su ayuda.
Gracias. Gracias, Julie.
Julie's talking and she's asking Octa for funds for the businesses. They're hurting. She has a beauty salon, and she has lost a lot of the business. She doesn't know how she's going to manage in the next 4 months. She's probably going to have to stop paying the rent. She has customers from Dana Point, Lake Forest, come to the city to walk to it's part of the culture, but it's been lost through this construction. And she eagerly asked for more help, financial help.
Thank you, Claudia. Okay, I think we're going to move to the next item. My report that I have to report is that there was a meeting that we had with the city manager, Octa, and Vince Sarmiento was there, Councilman Hernandez, and Ryan Chase, Ana Laura, and myself. So this meeting was regarding about pretty much everything that is going on the downtown. We gave a little bit of our input to the city manager and Katrina Foley from supervisor. And they also have a grant for $2,500 that people can apply, and that's going to be coming in the next few weeks or whenever they're ready.
It's already available.
It's already available, Julie? Okay. Okay, so any business can apply for it. They also have a, Octa also has, no, I'm sorry, the city.
¿Lo puedo interrumpir un momentito?
Dale, go ahead.
Con una junta con el City Manager, Councilman Hernández, Ryan Chase, Ana Laura, donde se habló sobre fondos y hay un fondo disponible de $2,500 para los negocios. También hay un fondo de Octa. Señor Raúl.
Yes, there is another grant from the city that was also provided for COVID relief funds. So there's also that the grant, so people can apply for that also.
Raul, the COVID grant is not going to be available for the next 2 months. It's until 2 months, so it's very important that we clarify that.
Yes.
También se habla de otros fondos por medio de COVID, pero no va a estar disponible hasta dentro de 2 meses.
And this is Sarah, just to let you know that if people have received city funds in the past from small business funds, they do not qualify for that $2,500. And if they received COVID relief funds in the past, they most likely won't qualify again for the one that's coming up in a couple of months. I spoke with them already about it.
Ok. Sara Rafael Garcia también está aquí con nosotros y nos está informando que si ya recibieron fondos de la ciudad, ya sea por el de COVID o fondos de la ciudad que han estado dando, no van a poder calificar para este nuevo fondo. Pero para los...
Can I make it? I need to make...
Go ahead, Julie.
Sorry. Quick clarification. The best thing to do is to submit an application or call yourself, because the application speaks to the California Relief Grant and not the city grant. And there might be a variation there. So es muy importante que llenen la aplicación o llamen y directamente pregunten por su caso, porque hay a veces que nos confundimos con los datos y no aplicamos por tener esa duda. Es mejor aplicar.
I'm sorry to interrupt. This is Wendy Barragan again. Is this the micro grant you guys are speaking of, the $2,500?
Yes, from the County of Orange.
Okay, yeah, we wouldn't qualify for that. So we'd be pretty much left to wait another 2 months for the COVID relief one. Is that what I'm understanding?
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that it's best to apply and let them disqualify you in case you don't qualify, instead of you disqualifying yourself. Or
you can
call
also
and ask that specific questions. Yeah, so I just don't want any misinformation or confusion. It's best that you apply or that you call directly so that you get the facts for your specific situation. Es mejor que apliquen o llamen específicamente para sus casos, para que así ustedes sepan directamente y no tengan confusión y no se quiten de la oportunidad de recibir esos fondos. Sorry, Claudia, for interrupting you.
No.
And just so everyone knows, Ryan did put the link, so you can grab the link directly to that grant if you do want to try putting in an application.
En esta llamada, en los mensajes también, Ryan Smolar puso el link para esos fondos, si lo puedo coger de ahí.
Hola, buenos días a todos.
Buenos días.
Estoy preguntando o a ver si nos pudieran también ayudar en dar información sobre todo estas calles cerradas y eso por televisión y radio, a ver si pudieran hacerlo el Octa.
Robert?
Okay.
Go ahead, Claudia.
Tenemos a Leticia preguntando que si nos pueden poner anuncios en el radio y la televisión sobre... Oh, no, I'm translating in English, sorry. All right. Leticia, she's asking if we can please have TV and radio advertising the street closures and the sidewalks so people can know.
Okay, I'll respond in Spanish first and then I'll do English. Entonces, sí, estamos, parte del plan es de tener anuncios en la radio. No hemos platicado sobre la televisión, pero podemos, seguramente podemos preguntar también por eso. Pero ahorita los planes son para la promoción que sea sobre la radio, también en los periódicos y en la área. So right now, certainly the plan is to include radio and print as part of the promotion strategy. We haven't talked about television, but it's certainly something that we can take back. That is a request from the group.
Ok, gracias.
De nada, Leticia. So I think what I'm gonna suggest is that we have a report from the meeting that we have with the city manager, with all the things that we talked to them and suggested. And what I'm gonna do, so because the list is very long, so what I'm gonna do, I send copies to every merchant and the downtown, so they read the report and also the grants that the city and OCTA has. So I think that would be a lot easier for people to see the whole thing and the whole report. You know, just to save my time for a meeting. And that would be done in the next, maybe tomorrow or on the weekend. I will send all the report to all the businesses.
Thank you, Raul.
Thank you, Senora. We're gonna go ahead on the next line, Senora Arellanes. Do you have anything?
I just wanted to introduce myself to the people that were late to the meeting. My name is Claudia Arellanes, and I've been the secretary or treasurer, either or, for Santana Business Council since inception in 2013. And I just want to put myself available to any questions or concerns that you guys have. I'll be happy to help and answer. And I wanted you to know that we feel the pain. We know the pain. We've known it for many years. And we are with you. We need to be all of us together in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Senora.
Senora Arellanes she is the secretary for Santana Business Council. She's been with Santana Business Council since, oh no, I'm translating in Spanish now. Sorry. Jesus. Okay. La señora Arellanes, la señora Arellanes es la secretaria de Santana Business Council. Ella ha estado con Santana Business Council desde su iniciación. Está con ustedes, está las puertas abiertas para cualquier pregunta que ustedes tengan. Lo que quieran saber de la organización, está aquí para ayudarles. Le vamos a poner su correo y en el grupo también para que lo tengan disponible. Hace muchos años que esto empezó, sabe lo que está pasando y está con todos ustedes en estos momentos.
Thank you, Claudia. Gracias. Julie, you're next.
Thank you so much. So Raul, the city manager has already sent you an email summarizing all that was discussed at the meeting earlier this week. And so if you want to share that with the merchants, lo que le digo a Raúl es que la city manager ya le mandó a Raúl un resumen de todo lo que se habló en la junta que tuvimos este miércoles. Entonces se lo puede pasar a todos los demás.
Sí,
yo quiero.
Julie, can you give me a second? Also, Ana Laura has a copy, I guess, and Ryan Smolar about the report from the meeting that we have with the city manager.
Just to clarify, I haven't seen it yet, but my president Ryan Chase has.
Oh, really? Okay, then. But I think, like I said, I think it's a good idea to send it to all the businesses so they know that, you know, what went on the meeting.
Sí, es bueno mandárselo, Raúl. La cosa que seguimos hablando es que por email tal vez no sea lo más efectivo en comunicarse con los de la 4, ¿verdad? Tal vez
sí.
Imprimirlo sería un poquito mejor. Bueno,
eso es lo que voy a hacer, Julie. Eso es lo que voy a hacer, Julie. imprimirlo y mandárselo, repartirlo.
Gracias. Con mi
Gracias.
reporte,
Sí.
I'll do English and Spanish. So with regard to special events, we are going to be temporarily stopping any prepay for special events. And I know this sounds good to everybody, but I also want to warn you that there will be traffic congestion upon exit after special events, and we have to be prepared and be patient and inform your guests. Para los eventos especiales, cuando tenemos mucha gente que llega a las 4 en las estructuras, ya no vamos a andar cobrando los $5 que se cobra al principio cuando entran. Entonces, y qué bueno si es bueno eso para la comunidad. La cosa que les pido es que tengan mucha paciencia, porque cuando los carros salgan del estacionamiento va a haber una línea grande. Y les pido que por favor informen a las personas de los eventos para que ellos se preparen y tengan mucho más tiempo para la salida. With regard to parking, everybody already knows, or most people already know, that there's free parking Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. The gates are up right now. The arms are up because we wanted to move on this fast, and we have not had a chance to program the equipment so that everybody can take a ticket and then get out. So if you have a hard time getting out after 5 o'clock, please push the button and call security upon exit so that they can help you. Como muchos ya saben, el estacionamiento en las estructuras es gratis lunes a viernes de 7 a 5 de la tarde. Porque hicimos este movimiento más rápido. Los brazos de la entrada están arriba. No pudimos programar el equipo lo más pronto, entonces pusimos las manos arriba del equipo a la entrada. Les pido que si salen después de las 5 necesitan oprimir el botoncito que está en la máquina para hablar con el guardia o uno del staff para que les ayude a salir. More on parking. One of the requests, and the city manager approved, 2 hours free parking in the evenings and on weekends. We will do our best to make this start as soon as March 1st or sooner. Otro logro que pidieron fue que aparte del estacionamiento gratis lunes a viernes de 7 a 5 de la tarde, también se va a agregar 2 horas gratis en la tarde y los fines de semana. Eso es más tiempo gratis en los estacionamientos. Vamos a tratar de reprogramar las máquinas para que esto empiece el 1 de marzo o más pronto. Otro logro que pidieron es guardias en cada estructura, y vamos a programar los guardias 24 horas al día, 7 días por semana. Another feat that you guys requested was security guards at every single parking structure, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we hope to start that March 1st or sooner. Another thing is that the parking structures will be cleaned, power washed, and painted all this year. And that has already started. Ojalá puedan notar que las estructuras se van a hacer power wash y limpiar y pintar todo este año para que se miren un poquito mejor. También quiero comentarles que ayer estuvo una representante, una consultante de OCTA que se llama María, y también ella creció en Santa Ana, y ella está encargada de mejorar los signs por fuera de la 4 y por dentro de la 4. Se me hace que algunos de ustedes la conocieron ayer. Yesterday, a consultant from OCTA came to downtown Santa Ana, and she also grew up in Santa Ana, and she's responsible for improving the signage on the exterior of downtown and the interior of downtown. Sorry, Raul, I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Trash cans. Los botes de basura se van a reinstalar. We're going to reinstall the trash cans as close to 4th Street, and some will be on 4th Street if there's no construction.
Vamos a poner los botes de basura otra vez en la 4, donde no haya construcción, o las vamos a poner tal vez en las calles Main o French o Bush, en las esquinas, para que tengan esos botes de basura otra vez.
Gracias, Julie.
Claro. Tres cosas más. The city of Santa Ana is very appreciative to Ana Laura and to Ryan Chase, who have graciously offered free office space. Thank you so much, so that the city and Octa can have a physical presence in the downtown. I know that you guys see me in the downtown all the time. I'm there every day, and but I don't have an office. I make an office out of anywhere, but I really appreciate Ana Laura and Ryan Chase offering some space so that I can have more of a private conversation and help people one-on-one. Or you can always call me to go to your business, and I'm happy to visit you at your business. La comerciante Ana Laura y el dueño de propiedad Ryan Chase nos ha ofrecido espacio gratis en sus negocios para que tengamos una presencia física y le podemos ayudar a cada uno de los comerciantes con lo que se les ocurra, o si ustedes gustan, pueden hacer una cita conmigo y yo voy con ustedes. Yo sé que ustedes siempre me miran ahí en la 4, voy diario. Había un pedido de más luz, mejor luz, lucecitas de bistro, las lucecitas en el hilo. There's a request for bistro lights, and I'm going to organize a meeting with one of our contractors so that we can add bistro lights temporarily during the construction. Voy a hacer una cita con el contratista para ver dónde podemos poner esas lucecitas más bonitas para iluminar la 4 un poquito mejor. Lo último, the last thing is the overhead banners. Yesterday, I walked with Public Works Engineer to look at all the overhead banners, just locations, so that we can temporarily may ask for an exception for the city so that they can allow us to hang overhead banners. OCTA would be responsible for designing and printing, and then we would be responsible for installing. I'm hoping to get a exception right now during construction, since cars are not there. The cars are what are a liability. Vamos a hacer el esfuerzo de agarrar una excepción de la ciudad de Santa Ana para poner banners que se cuelgan arriba de propiedad a propiedad, para que se vea más bonito. Ayer caminé con el ingeniero para identificar dónde las locaciones para estos banners grandes, y ojalá nos deje la ciudad poner eso durante la construcción. El temor de la ciudad es poner banners cuando haya carros manejando en la 4, porque tal vez se caen los banners y puedan causar un accidente. Pero ahorita, como no hay muchos carros, está cerrada la calle, tal vez nos dejen hacerlo. Eso es mi reporte. That's my report, Raúl. Thank you.
Gracias, Julie. Thank you. I want to tell you that since we start talking about the garages, they don't smell in the morning when I get there, and I see that they're cleaning it. So that's really, really good. So we don't have customers complaining.
Raul, can I make a public comment?
Go ahead, Ryan.
Okay, thank you, Julie, for your report. I would definitely like to point out that we're excited about the free parking, but we're very concerned to know how the free parking will be paid for. The revenue associated with the parking comes directly into the downtown. It's built our bathrooms. It pays for the Clean and Safe program. It pays for capital improvements and maintenance of the garages. And it's a critical fund that can't be emptied by the free parking. So I'd like us to figure out how that's going to be paid for and not kick it down the line, so that in a year or two, when all the councils changed and maybe we have a different city manager, that we are still trying to figure out where that money's coming from. I'd also like to request that there be a meeting led by the city and OCTA to show what the sidewalks and trees and the design of 4th Street will look like after the construction is done. None of us were involved in designing the new 4th Street, and I bet you no one has seen or really understands what it's even going to look like. And I think that's a really, really important thing. Furthermore, we requested and
Ryan,
got,
can you pause so
sorry.
that there's
Yes.
translation?
Yes, sorry.
You might need to go back a little bit. Ryan Smolar está haciendo la pregunta de Julie, de los fondos del estacionamiento que ahora es gratis. Los fondos, ese estacionamiento cuando uno paga por el estacionamiento, ese dinero se va a un fondo y ese fondo se utiliza para tener los baños que tenemos ahorita, para tener seguridad, para tener la limpieza. Y él está haciendo la pregunta que ahorita que se está aprobando que no se pague en los estacionamientos, en un año, en 2 años, que cambie el concilio, que cambie el gerente de la ciudad. ¿Qué va a pasar? ¿Qué va a pasar entonces? No van a saber de dónde van a venir entonces los fondos para seguir limpiando, para seguir teniendo seguridad. Quiere saber cuál es el plan. No nomás es dar el estacionamiento gratis, sino saber de dónde vienen esos fondos. Porque de algún lugar tiene que salir dinero para limpiar. Y Julie ya no lo había dicho. Se le quita a un lugar y va a faltar en el otro. Pero si falta en el otro, no tenemos limpieza, no tenemos luz, no tenemos seguridad. Entonces él quiere saber y cerciorarse de cómo se van a manejar esos fondos. También está pidiendo una junta con la ciudad y con OCTA para saber cuál va a ser el nuevo diseño de la calle. ¿Cómo se va a ver? There you go.
Okay, thank you.
I can respond in Spanish if that's okay, or in English, as I have answers to that.
Go ahead, Julie.
Okay. La respuesta de la pregunta de cómo se va a reemplazar los fondos. Por ahorita, el estimado, la propuesta de los fondos que no vamos a recibir por dar el estacionamiento gratis es un poquito más de $1 million. Eso es lo que estamos anticipando. We are anticipating that we're going to lose about $1 million, a little more than $1 million in revenue with the free parking. And so the city is preparing an appropriation adjustment request, a modification budget request to the council in that amount. La ciudad está preparando, los de contabilidad están preparando una propuesta para preguntarle a los de los concilios que aprueben, que reemplacen esos fondos que se van a perder. So Ryan, that's your answer for that, is general fund. And then with regard to the design or the meeting for the design of the streets, para la respuesta de una junta del diseño, es mi entendido que los dos grupos estaban parte de eso, de esa junta, de ese diseño. Hay fotos que he visto yo. There's, de las asociaciones que fueron participantes de ese diseño. It's my understanding that the associations had participation in the design of the sidewalk and what that would look like, but certainly we can ask OCTA to organize a meeting with the city and we'll invite, or maybe we can prepare a PowerPoint, something that's more visual we can share. Ryan, I think you had more questions, right?
Yes. And for number one, then it's a good time for the city to put in that appropriation, the merchant of fund account, that extra $200,000 on top of that $1 million would be appreciated. And secondly, no, we did not have any say. The first time we ever saw or heard of any plan was when you found out that the plan had already been completed between Public Works and a private contractor. So we definitely want to be involved and definitely think that everyone else should see what's coming. And it also might make people more excited as well.
Julie, when you mentioned that the two groups were informed or helped design the sidewalk, I was not involved in that. Maybe I missed it or they never told me about it.
And I wasn't here in this role for that, Raul. So maybe I'm speaking out of turn. But that was my understanding is that, but that's okay. Let's just move forward. The request is to get an update on what it looks like and showcase. So absolutely. That's something that we can work with. I think Manuel or Robert, are you still on the call?
Yes, I am.
OCTA?
So yeah, I made a note of it, and so the request will be to set up a meeting to be able to put together actually a PowerPoint so that we can highlight what the sidewalks, the landscape, what the final configuration will look like on 4th Street.
Yes, and I think that there's some designs already available that your
Right.
consultant that designed the sidewalk has it. So.
Para resumir, se va a hacer una presentación por medio de una presentación de PowerPoint para poder demostrar cuáles son, cómo se va a ver las banquetas y la calle.
Okay, and then just lastly, the other thing is we were promised by the city that the planters designed by Joseph Musil, that a mold would be created of those. So we'd like to confirm that is completed so that they can be recreated at some time in the future. And lastly,
I don't know who promised that, Ryan, but there was a planter that stayed on 3rd and Birch for, I want to say 2 or 3 months. And I think that OCTA communicated that planter was there and available for you guys to do whatever you wanted to do with that. But certainly I don't know about who promised or who was actually going to do that mold.
Right, I have it in writing, so I'll share that with you and we can continue that conversation.
Maybe you can share it with whoever wrote that, so that way you can follow up with them.
Oh, I thought you were the downtown liaison, so why don't I share it with you and you can follow up with the city on our behalf. Thank you so much. Lastly, I'll just say that I really appreciate the overhead banners. I've been here 8 years. That is the #1 question I've gotten from every single person. Why don't we have those overhead banners? I know about the liability issue, but I'm so glad to hear that we're taking advantage of this moment to bring back the glory of 4th Street with those banners. Thank you. Those are my comments.
Thank you, Ryan. I'm very happy that that's going to be done. We need it right now. Thank you.
Raul, may I just have a quick question for Julie in regards to the parking?
Go ahead.
It has been brought to my attention for all the merchants that we paid our monthly.
Oh boy, we lost you. I have a feeling I know what the question is. It's for anybody that has a monthly key card. So monthly key cards, what I've asked staff to do is keep your accounts active, but not charge you unless you want to be charged. And the reason that you would want to be charged is because you might work on weekends and you might be working later in the evenings. You know, $50 a month comes out to $1.66 a day for parking. So it might be less expensive than having to pay the $10 maximum daily rate. Anna, are you back? I know you said you were
sorry.
there you go.
My microphone is going crazy, but yeah, that was the question. It's just that we have tried to call the office to kind of froze the account, but they say that that it's not an option due to a long wait list that they have on new cards. So the main question is, if we froze the account or we decided to not pay it, are we gonna lose our just in case we want to reactivate it in the future?
What I told staff was, don't allow any more new key cards, right? We don't want to oversell. And just keep whoever has a key card now, just keep them active. I don't know if we can keep you active without charging. So if we have to freeze it, we just won't add any new key cards because we don't want to oversell, but it's really tricky. So if you do want to have access to the parking structures for longer periods, I would encourage you guys to continue paying the monthly $50 fee. Otherwise, you're probably going to get charged $10 per day.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Julie. That's really good information.
I appreciate it.
Do you want to translate, Julie?
Yes, let me translate. Ryan, thank you for pointing out that I am your downtown liaison. I would appreciate you sending me that email. I don't know why that came off that way or anything. I just didn't know who promised you that information. No sé quién le prometió a Ryan hacer eso de los planters para agarrar un molde, pero con todo gusto le puedo ayudar a él y a los que quieran. Si ustedes tienen una carta, ¿se dice carta? Tarjeta. Una tarjeta para el estacionamiento, para tener estacionamiento mensual. Mi recomendación es que
si utilizan el estacionamiento mucho, sigan pagándolo porque es $50 por día, por mes, que es $1.66 por día, y es menos ese costo mensual que $10 máximo por día. Pero aún yo le dije a los trabajadores del estacionamiento que ya no agreguen nuevas cartas y que mantengan la lista de las personas que tienen tarjetas ahorita para que no pierdan su lugar. Pero aún ustedes son los que necesitan saber si quieren seguir pagar o poner pausa. Tenemos una nueva compañía que está manejando los estacionamientos y a mí se me hace que no pueden tener las tarjetas activas sin el cobro. Entonces tenemos que nosotros averiguar cómo le vamos a hacer con esas cuentas, pero se van a preservar. Ya les comuniqué ayer que lo mantengan todas las tarjetas en su lugar y que no agreguen más. Gracias.
Gracias, Julie. Okay, so let's move to the next item. Thank you for all your report, Julie. Marilyn, you're next, please.
I wanted to start with the second item on the agenda for me, which is the sponsorship request, because I do need a vote from, we do need a vote from the board. And I'm going to read it to you real quickly. And if I can share screen, let me see if I can get.
Magdalena va al segundo punto de ella de la agenda porque necesitamos un voto para los fondos de una sponsorship. ¿Cómo se dice? Sponsor.
Okay, so we received a letter from the school district, and they are raising funds because our team, which is at Santa Ana High School, which is right there adjacent to downtown, they actually won the nationals this year, and they're going to be performing at the Anaheim Convention Center. Well, they have to raise $10,000, and that's their goal in order to get the gals all of their stuff that they need for that. And they asked for a small request from our Santa Ana Business Council, which is $576. And it's going to buy the bows that they tie their hair back with. So it's a very small sponsorship, but it is a big and exciting thing for us because we did a program which we started back in about 2016, which was called Spirit Awards. And what that is our a lot of our youth from the different dance teams would come to downtown and they would do a flash mob dance performance for the downtown to raise spirits, and it would be captured on video and they would share it with the community. And for example, with the very first time that we did this program, within 1 week, over 100,000 people in the community were able to see not only the downtown, but also the youth that are in our community performing. And we created, just for a little backstory for those of you who may not know, there was a wellness resolution that was passed in the city. And one of the goals of that was that we really wanted to captivate and capture our internal audience, that they said that we were losing around $30 million a year because our local customers need to come back and patronize our downtown. So part of the goal of letting folks throughout the city know about downtown, many people haven't been to downtown, and it's their first experience sometimes, is to really work with, to collaborate so that folks from the community know about the community. So this is something where we give a sponsorship. It helps our youth to get different kinds of uniforms or different things that they need. In this case, this is a group going to nationals, and then they're going to come downtown and they're going to help raise the spirits of our downtown again with another flash mob, which we haven't done for a couple years. So it's really exciting. And I just wanted to make that request of the board that we can give them a sponsorship of $576.
Magdalena está haciendo la petición para dar fondos a la escuela de Santa Ana High School una petición de $576 para ayudarles a comprar los listones que se ponen en el cabello. Acaban de ganar la competencia nacional, son campeones nacionales y esto les ayudaría a recaudar los fondos que necesitan. Necesitan $10,000. Ellos nos están pidiendo a nosotros $576. Hace unos años teníamos una competencia, no es una competencia, una colaboración con ellos en el 2016 que se llamaba Spirit Awards, donde venían a las escuelas y hacían sus presentaciones en el centro de aquí de Santana, y era para traer esa comunidad y esa gente que estábamos perdiendo en el centro, la traíamos por medio de esta colaboración que teníamos con las escuelas. En un solo día, con un solo video, pudimos traer 100,000 personas, no traerlas, sino hacerles saber a 100,000 personas que estábamos aquí en el centro de Santana por esta colaboración que se hizo. Queremos volver a traer este programa de Dancing de Spirit Awards, y está pidiendo esta petición para que vote la mesa directiva de los $576 para Santana High School.
How do we need to make a motion to send this? Was it 595?
576. Yes, Bobby.
I will make the motion.
Thank you, Bobby. I think it would be
Yay,
great.
Santa Ana High School.
There
Yes.
you go. Yeah.
I
seconded.
Who seconded?
Once a saint.
Claudia seconded.
Oh, okay. I think it would be great to have this team in the downtown for the first time after COVID. So Bobby made a motion, second by Señora Arellanes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
How many votes do we have? Can we count them?
Claudia, Kim,
Claudia. Kim?
Mario.
I'm a yes.
Everybody, it was everybody who's here, which keep going. Who else?
Can you give your name, please?
Lonnie.
Mario. Mario. Who else?
Claudia, Arturo.
Arturo Arellanes, okay. Anybody else? Mike, Hussein, are you there? Are you still there?
Yes, I am. I'm voting for it as well. Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you. Walter?
I vote for it. Your friend Sam.
Oh, it's Sam there also?
No.
I don't know.
Is that Walter? Walter? How many votes do we have? We're good?
Yes, Laul, I'm here.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you, Walter.
All right.
Okay, so Walter and myself. So
And Kim. So you got everybody.
we got all the votes. Okay. So motion passed. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
you. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to share with you is, so we have a large,
Oh, man.
so starting,
It's turn like this.
Excuse me, Walter?
I'm okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Walter. Okay, so go ahead,
the next
Magdalena.
report is about Boca de Oro, which is a festival that started as a collaboration between the school district and the downtown back in 2016. This is our 6th annual festival. And what this is it's a literary, visual, and performing arts festival. Two of the initiatives that were that happened due to this is that there was the passage of Youth Arts Month, which is March is Youth Arts Month, and also creating an arts equity district, which was passed both at the city level and both at the Santa Ana Unified School District level. So both of us are championing youth arts, and we also have literature, and we are highlighting people of color in our literature festival. So I just wanted to show you real quick who are like our lineup for our keynote and OCA is this year. We have some very special guests.
Maddie,
sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll let you go, Claudia, but I just wanted to say there's 110 events going on throughout the whole downtown district. That's how many events are actually happening the day of this festival, which is March 5th. Okay, go ahead, Claudia.
Okay. El 5 de marzo tenemos el Festival de Boca de Oro, que es el festival, es el evento más grande que tenemos, que hacemos de Santana Business Council. El evento se inició en el 2016 con la colaboración de Santana Unified School, el distrito de Santana escolar, y es el festival donde se celebra la literatura, artes visuales y la juventud. En marzo, el 5 de marzo, tenemos 110 eventos programados alrededor de nuestro centro de Santana. Desde calle 4, desde la Plaza Calle 4, el parque Birch Park, Frida Cinema, las galerías, todo el centro de Santana va a estar reactivado. Vamos a tener muchísimas, cientos y miles de familias desde las 10 de la mañana hasta las 10 de la noche, porque también entra Art Walk. También tenemos Art Walk ese día. Así es de que esperamos miles de gentes marzo 5. Y nos quiere...
I wanted to mention one of the things that were gifted to us this year, which was very nice, is we the Mexican consulate gifted a performer whose name is Alejandra Salcedo. She's going to be our closing essentially, and she is the youngest flamenquera in the United States, and she's an international performer from Jalisco, Mexico, in an area where really flamenquero isn't really the top thing there. It's more mariachi, but she is the youngest person, and she's going to be performing from 7 to 8 in the Artist Village area. And she also has our own personal dancer here. Claudia de la Cruz is coming out because she collaborated. They couldn't get the dancer from New York that they were bringing, but they've been flown here from Chicago. She has a drummer, percussionist, etc. And it's going to be a very exciting day. And it has a lot of amazing people. I mean, Victor Villaseñor is like, they say that his books are the Latino roots. Like in African-American culture, we have the book Roots, but this man has written Reign of Gold and a series, and he's coming in, and it is going to be really exciting for small children. We have a whole bunch of children's authors at Birch Park, and then we have performances going on throughout the whole downtown. So you'll be able, there's 2 stages. And I just wanted to mention, for this festival this year, I've raised around $20,000. We got a small grant from the city for about $4,100. We got a grant from community engagement for $10,000. We've gotten a grant from our own board for $5,000, and then we also are a little bit over because the city used to do a sponsorship where we could get our stages. And the stages were actually given for just the cost of moving the stage because it was a co-sponsorship with the city. The city took away that program. So now we have to pay the full cost of the stages. So right now I need to raise another 10 grand because the stages themselves, we have a stage going in Birch Park and a stage going over at the Yost Theater. And so that's something that I'm like a race against time right now to work on still doing some fundraising around the 2 stages that we need for this event. But I just wanted to tell you, we're 14 days out. This is happening in 14 days. I look forward to getting the OCTA report that shows where parking and what the streets are closed, so we can really make sure to have good signage for our guests that day. Because I know people coming from places all across the country, including all of our local youth and their families that are coming. There's around 5,000 youth from Santa Ana Unified School District performing here. And that means all of their parents and all of their families are down here as well, watching them perform. So it's a great day to share about the city, and a lot of the spaces are in the businesses themselves. So a lot of people get to see a lot of different businesses in downtown on this day. And any of you who are on this call today that haven't been in this meeting before, it would be amazing if you open up your space. It's fun, even when people do a poetry reading in a barber shop, a beauty salon, anywhere that they can. It's great and it's fun, and it's a fun way for people to see all about downtown. So I'm sorry, Claudia, that was long, but
here we go. Okay, I hope I don't miss anything. Magdalena nos está dando un poquito más de información sobre el Festival de Boca de Oro, que es el 5 de marzo. Con la colaboración del Consulado de México, va a venir una muchacha, Alejandra Salgado. Es una flamenquera, es una internacionalmente conocida, la más joven. Ella es de Jalisco, México, donde normalmente pues no relacionamos Jalisco con flamenquera, los relacionamos más con el mariachi, pero va a estar aquí. No pudo traer a una bailarina, pero va a estar una bailarina local que se llama Claudia de la Cruz, que va a estar ella bailando, tiene todo su equipo, que van a estar aquí en el centro, van a estar en el Artist Village de 6 a 8 de la tarde, van a estar, así de que los invitamos a todos a que vengan a ver esto. También tenemos escritores, al señor Víctor Viñaseñor, muy conocido en el mundo literal. Tenemos escritores también de la literatura infantil que van a estar aquí en el centro. Aparte de todo esto que se está haciendo, se han estado recaudando fondos. Tenemos fondos por medio de diferentes organizaciones, incluyendo Santana Business Council. Estamos cortos de dinero. No tenemos el apoyo este año de la ciudad con los escenarios. Normalmente teníamos 2 escenarios y los necesitamos nuevamente este año. Necesitamos uno en Birch Park y necesitamos otro en el Teatro del Jost. Necesitamos otros $10,000. Seguimos recaudando fondos acerca de eso. Tenemos 14 días para este evento. Van a ser 5,000 estudiantes. Esta colaboración es nuevamente colaboración con el Distrito Escolar de Santana. Esperamos a 5,000 estudiantes en el centro de Santana. Si vemos que esos estudiantes traen a sus papás, una mamá, un papá, un tío, estamos hablando de 15,000 gentes el 5 de marzo. Así es de que los invitamos a que estén, para que participen. Muchos de los negocios están abriendo sus puertas para tener poetas, para tener lecturas, para tener exhibiciones. Un poeta puede ir a su negocio a leer, un negocio cualquier negocio, de tattoos, de Laila, está abriendo sus puertas, el café, las cafeterías, cualquier negocio, cualquier espacio. Podemos traer gente que vaya y participe, que sea participantes de este evento. That's it.
One last thing I just wanted to say is when we do events like this, we get a lot of exposure, not only locally, but also outside. And we have, for example, the LA Times is going to be doing a whole write-up on the event. They talk all about our city and they promote our downtown, and it makes all of us exposed so that people know that downtown Santa Ana exists. And I just want everyone to know that it's a great time for us to share about our city and to have pride in our city, and everyone is invited to be in participation in some way.
Un recordatorio de que en un evento de esta magnitud tenemos cobertura del periódico de Los Ángeles, LA Times, y la cobertura es acerca del centro de Santana, de nuestra cultura, y es un momento para nosotros para estar orgullosos de nuestra cultura, de nuestro centro, y promoverlo.
Gracias, Claudia. Thank you. Are you done, Magdalena?
So the only other things is there's very quickly, we have had series of meetings with our councilmen and our and staff, and that was specifically because we're still trying to recoup funds that we lost that help us with the things like we're describing, which is programming in downtown. So we had a meeting with our council, with all of our council leaders for downtown, which is Nelida Mendoza, Jonathan Hernandez, and Vicente Sarmiento. And we also had meetings with, they also brought other folks into that meeting. And it was basically to discuss, and they keep wanting us to send in a letter that describes what it is that we do, the programming wise. many people don't know, but we do a lot of different programs in downtown on a regular basis to activate different spaces. And a lot of the spaces has to do with our public parks as well, and the plazas and promenades. So the last thing I wanted to say, besides that, we don't have a set answer from our council as to how they're going to move forward with the items that were requested. So we're still working on that. And the final thing is Parks and Recreation has a new person working there who is really great. And he's been working on a parks licensing agreement so that there can be some kind of a joint use between the downtown and the parks, because it's very difficult for us regularly to go through the long process. Like, for instance, for this event, we've been working on it for months, but we still don't have the final permit for the day of March 5th, even though we've turned all of our stuff into all of our different folks. So we're going to be starting to work in a different way coming up with our Parks and Recreation, and we're really excited about that. And it's something that we've been working on for a long time, and it helps us to activate Calle Cuatro Plaza, Birch Park, and also Sasser Park when it's done being constructed. So that's the final thing, I believe, for me.
Okay. Magdalena dio su reporte final, reiterando que la conversación con los concejales y la conversación con parques y recreaciones es continua. Siempre ha estado ahí, siempre va a estar ahí, y lo que queremos es una colaboración para reactivar los parques y los espacios públicos. Ahorita ya estamos a 14 días de boca de oro, todavía no tenemos el permiso final en varios de los lugares, pero se va a lograr y queremos tener esa comunicación abierta y colaboración con ellos.
Claudia Naffa is up next.
Oh, okay, now I'm next.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Can I make a quick comment?
Yes.
I just wanted to accolade Madeline Spencer and her team for the Boca de Oro event. I was a skeptic of this event when it started, and it has grown to be one of the most important events downtown. 2 years ago when it happened, the last time it happened in person, multiple businesses told us it was their best day of business for the year. So we look forward to Boca de Oro being back and to one of the biggest events yet. Thank you so much for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Ryan Smolar le está dando las gracias al equipo de Santana Business Council de poner este evento de Boca de Oro donde está. Él no veía la visión, no estaba seguro de este proyecto, pero ya ha visto que es el evento más grande que tenemos, y hace 2 años que lo tuvimos en vivo, el evento, varios de los negocios le dijeron que fue su mejor día de ventas de todo el año. Gracias por el reconocimiento. Can you hear me? ¿Me escuchan?
Sí.
Hello? Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear anybody.
I was mute, so sorry, go ahead.
Okay. My report, social media report, mi reporte de redes sociales. Our numbers are growing. Maria has done an excellent campaign on our social media. We're focusing on Boca de Oro. We're cross-promoting with Boca de Oro website and social media channels. And we are also, estamos promoviendo Boca de Oro en nuestros canales sociales. Nuestros números siguen subiendo. And one of the things that we wanted to tell all the new people that are here, we have a campaign called American Dream. American Dream, it's a campaign that highlights business owners in our downtown. We, as a marketing and for Santana Business Council, we want to bring back these stories, but we want to do it actually through video. So we wanted to ask, I know Ana Laura is the lead on this new group. We want to ask them if who's interested so we can go and video their story, their American dream. And this is actually what it is the glory and it's the hardships. So if they want to showcase their story, we will be more than glad to stop by the stores and do a video on them so we can promote it in our social media. Una de nuestras campañas en Santana Business Council ha sido el sueño americano. Es una campaña que empezó ya hace varios años y queríamos preguntarles a los negocios que están interesados en promoverlos de esa manera. El sueño americano no solamente es la gloria, sino también los estragos que pasamos por estar aquí en Estados Unidos. Podemos ir a sus negocios, podemos hacer videos de sus historias para que puedan conectar con la audiencia, con sus clientes y que sepan quiénes son ustedes y qué es lo que están pasando. Si Ana Laura nos puedes dar una lista de los negocios que están interesados, con muchísimo gusto paso yo, les tomamos unos videos, hacemos las historias y los podemos empezar a promover en todas las redes sociales. Se les pasa a ustedes y los hacemos visibles, que sepa la gente qué es lo que está pasando.
Thank you, Claudia. We will have a meeting pretty soon with all these businesses, and I pass along the information and keep you posted to who would like to participate to this. Thank you so much.
Okay. And a lot responded that they will get back to us and let us know who's interested on participating in this.
Thank you, Claudia. So I guess that concludes our meeting. And I'd like to just make a comment for all the businesses in the downtown. I want to say that everybody that has been protesting and doing demands, making demands to the city and OCTA, it's a good thing. I'm glad, actually, I'm very glad that, or very happy that they did what they did. And that was the only way that we got attention in the downtown. And I want to tell everybody, all the businesses in the downtown, that you're not only affected. I'm a businessman here in the downtown too, and I've been affected just the same way that you are, and I'm with you. I'm with you all the way. Just one thing that I want to ask to everybody, that we have to stay together. Fighting is not going to get us anywhere. It's better to stay together, and I think everything is going to be at the end, when the construction and everything is finished. The downtown is going to be a new downtown, and I want to be there to see it, and I want you to do the same also. Thank you.
Raúl está hablando y les está dando las gracias a todos los que están participando en estas protestas. Él está con ustedes. Él no solamente está con ustedes por apoyarlos como presidente de la organización, sino como un dueño de negocio. Un dueño de negocio que también ha sido afectado por todo esto. Quiere hacerles el comentario de que nos tenemos que unir, de que se tienen que unir, que no vale la pena pelear, que es mejor estar unidos juntos en este proceso. Quiere él estar aquí para ver los cambios, porque va a estar muy bonito una vez que se termine todo eso. Quiere ser parte de ese cambio, al igual que todos ustedes.
Do we need to open up for public comment, Raul?
Well, yes. Anybody wants to make a comment before the meeting adjourns?
¿Alguien tiene comentarios antes de que se acabe la junta?
Sí, disculpen, yo tenía una pregunta.
Dime. Go ahead,
bueno, mi nombre es Carlos, he estado aquí por como 18 años. Empecé cuando teníamos el SWATMI de la Bush y la 4. Y me acuerdo cuando todo el problema del PIB empezó. Y mi pregunta más que nada era, ¿por qué tenemos que tener dos organizaciones manejando el dinero del PIB? Si podría unificarse y tal vez aplicarse mejor, o por qué no eliminar el PIB. Esa es mi pregunta. Gracias.
Carlos is asking a question. He's been in business for 18 years. He used to be here since we used to have the swap meet in Bush and 4th Street. He's asking the question is, how come we have two organizations managing the downtown? Why wouldn't it, and he's asking if it wouldn't be better to just have one organization.
Carlos, I want to tell you that we used to have one association back in 2010. I was part of the association, and but it didn't work. It didn't work. So what we did, let me go back again. It didn't work because there was a lot of money involved on the property tax bill. That was the reason how the association was formed. It was formed with the money of the property owners paying into a lot of money, a lot of extra money on the property bill. So it didn't work, and we decided to go back the way the SABA used to be back in the 80s. Used to be every business would pay a little bit on the business license, and that was how the SABA used to be back then. It's a lot of less money. It doesn't break it doesn't break anybody's pocket. It's just certain percentage on the business license, paying a little bit of money there, and the money that we get now, it's divided between the two associations. For us, I think it has worked much better, and that's the reason why there's two associations. Carlos.
May I add something, please?
Yeah, hold on. Carlos, do you need translation? ¿Necesita traducción?
I think the translation is important because we have other members that just speak Spanish.
Okay.
So if you don't mind.
I didn't know who was in there yet. Yeah. Okay, Carlos, el señor Yanes está respondiendo a Carlos sobre las organizaciones. En el 2010 había una organización donde, los fondos eran de un property tax bill. Era mucho el dinero que se les pedía a los negocios. Y
no a los negocios, a las property owners.
Los property owners, a los dueños de las propiedades. Así es, a los dueños de las propiedades. Era mucho el dinero el que se les cobraba. En los 80s entró la organización SABA y con ellos empezó y se quitaba el dinero de la licencia de los negocios. Y es un porcentaje muy pequeño que todos los negocios ponen. De esta manera se hicieron las dos organizaciones y servimos a la comunidad tan diversa que tenemos mucho mejor teniendo a dos organizaciones.
¿El señor Arianes?
I was going to add that iba yo a decir eso precisamente, de que el downtown es tan diverso, estamos hablando de entre 500, 600 negocios en la actualidad y es tan diverso que para servirlo se necesitaron las dos organizaciones y de hecho la ciudad fue la que pidió que se implementara Santana Business Council. Nosotros le pusimos Santana Business Council, pero ellos pidieron que se formalizara como una institución, otra organización precisamente para poder servir. Y de hecho nosotros lo hemos comentado en el futuro, cuando estos edificios nuevos de apartamentos que se están construyendo ahí en la Main y la 4 y también en la French y la 4, si la afluencia de gente que va a venir a vivir en el downtown va a ser, por ejemplo, un porcentaje muy considerable de asiáticos, se va a necesitar una tercera organización que atienda las necesidades de estas gentes. Todo depende de la cantidad de personas que vengan de esas etnicidades, ¿verdad? Porque igual el downtown tiene que ser abierto para todo mundo. Somos un país libre, todos venimos persiguiendo ese sueño americano y al tener organizaciones que entiendan las necesidades o la cultura, será mejor atendida.
Claudia Yanes is expanding on the fact that we have the two organizations. The downtown has been better served by the two organizations as we are multicultural. In the future, new apartment buildings continue to to rise, we might need a third organization that caters to another ethnicity, such as the Asian community. Maybe there will be a big population that needs to be better served by, that we might not be able to serve as well. We need to be open for that. We have the city actually asked, we were called Santana Business Council, but the city actually did requested to be an identity, to be formalized. That was something that was actually requested by the city.
Claudia, can I also just mention, when people ask, why is there two organizations? There was actually a battle over that property tax, and that battle created a split because one group didn't feel served in the same way. And so what ended up happening is that property tax was de-established, meaning no more on the property tax. But now we are essentially like a neighborhood association for the businesses. So everybody who's a business in downtown is a part of that neighborhood association. Everyone is represented, even if they don't feel represented. When somebody needs something, they need to reach out and they need to actually share. We've worked on programs to make sure that the city will give collateral to businesses to let them know that they are a part of it when they get their business license, so that everybody understands that they're a part of it. We've had Maricela, who many people do know, who's distributed over 7,000 flyers a week to different businesses to help people to understand who we are, what we do, why we're doing it. And in reality, it's almost like having over the whole year, it's like having a ticket to go to your local gym, and the certain things and the services that are given. If you distributed $100,000, which comes in each year, to every single business in downtown, all you would have to do is divide the 100,000 into 600 or more people, and you would recognize that each business would have very little money by themselves. But as an organization that helps to market, bring programming, make sure that there's cleanliness and safety in downtown, what all of us can do together is make sure that it's serving all of our interest. And that requires your participation. And today is one of the largest participations. The meeting, like you've seen, has been English and Spanish because we have a large constituency. When we didn't have a lot of people who were speaking Spanish, then we didn't have folks there that were being translated to. But we need you in order to be stronger, to participate in your downtown neighborhood association, essentially.
Okay. Magdalena está haciendo el comentario de que cuando se hicieron estas dos organizaciones era porque cuando fue los impuestos de las propiedades, se acabó ese impuesto para los dueños de las propiedades y se inició este tax para los comerciantes, que es un tax mínimo. Si tomamos el dinero que hay para las organizaciones, que son $100,000, y lo dividimos entre las 568, 600 negocios, es muy poquito dinero lo que le toca a cada negocio individualmente. Pero si lo juntamos todo y lo que se hace es la programación de los eventos que sirve a todo el centro de Santana, somos mucho más fuertes. Volvemos a lo mismo. Ese dinero individual es muy poquito, pero teniéndolo todo junto y colaborando se puede hacer mucho más grande. Esta es la audiencia más grande que hemos tenido en una junta. Necesitamos de ustedes, necesitamos escuchar qué es lo que ustedes necesitan. Hemos repartido miles de volantes en la calle. Conocen a Maricela, o también la conocen como la payasita, antes de COVID, promoviendo muchísimos de la programación que se hacía. Ahorita estamos volviendo a la programación en vivo. Lo vamos a seguir haciendo. Hay que darle vuelta a la hoja y hay que seguir colaborando para poder crecer esto, para poder unificarnos y seguir sirviendo a la comunidad completa, todo lo que es el centro de Santana.
Raul, can I say something as well?
Sure.
Again, I'm Kim Tapper, Vice President of Santa Ana Business Council, and I've been on the board for about 4 years. And the question was asked, why would it be better to have one board, one serving the whole downtown? And that is a valid question. But my fear is that we are in an economic war for our lives right now. And if we take time to try and you can't imagine the amount of paperwork and hours spent to be able to report properly as a bid. You're under the Federal Brown Act. There's just enormous paperwork to do any type of bid. And a lot of our hours are just spent so that we can keep up with the law and all the red tape. And so I'm afraid if we start talking about reorganizing right now, we're going to lose the battle, which is the economic war that we all want to win. And I think in a year from now, maybe these are better questions to have, but right now, I think we would be much better served to keep with the organizations as is and pull together as best we can. And Anna, we so appreciate you being on this meeting because you're critical. Your ideas are critical. And you have such great communication with a community, but we're asking that at this point, let's pull together and work together for one common end, which is economic survival, and not spend a lot of time being diverted by something that I think will ultimately hurt us and possibly help, would maybe lose the war economically. So that's just my suggestion.
La señora Kim Tafner es vicepresidente de Santana Business Council. Ella ha sido miembro del consejo por 4 años. Ella nos aconseja unirnos en esta guerra económica. Válida la pregunta de por qué existen 2 organizaciones. Hay que considerar las prioridades que tenemos ahorita, que es sobrevivir económicamente. Las horas, el papeleo que se tiene que hacer para reportar lo que se hace en la organización son muchas. Seguir las normas de la sobre las normas de la ley que tenemos que seguir. Estamos sobre el acto Brown Act, que tenemos que seguir todas sus leyes. Lo que eso conlleva es muchísimo. Si queremos enfocarnos en quitar una organización, en separarnos, vamos a perder la guerra económica que estamos tratando de sobrevivir. Ella dice, esto es algo que se tiene que volver a traer a la mesa, es algo que debemos de seguir platicando. Ana, se te dan las gracias de estar aquí con nosotros. Eres esencial en esta junta y para el crecimiento de la organización y la unión de todos los comerciantes de aquí de la 4. Hay que continuar, pero hay que unirnos para poder lograr salir airosos en esta guerra económica.
If I may say a comment.
Go ahead, Anna.
Well, thank you so much, Kim, for saying that about me. I appreciate the invitation. And I do agree with you that to be able to win this economic battle that we have as of the moment for the impact of the construction, we have to become united. And I feel we're more than willing to become united for what it's the battle of the construction and the economic relief. What I kind of not disagree, but what I like to comment on is Mr. Raul was there at the meeting with me and the city. And what I feel, even though we all understand there's a lot of diversity in the downtown, distributing the little funds that are there into many organizations are just not going to give the results that we are all expected. So my proposal has always been to become one that can have a strong board of directors. It was proposed that 2 seats can go to the city, which are the ones making things happen so we can all go back and forward. It's proposed to have a leader of every single diversity that is in downtown Santa Ana speak at the board, so then everybody feel representative of their needs. And I feel like it's something that, of course, you're not going to make the decision today, and I was not expecting for that, but it's something that definitely needs to be talked about. Because if you put all the funds together, I think there's more things we can do. And on top of that, it was offer even bigger funds if we all become united and become one. So I feel at the end of the day, the benefits of just merging these two organizations into one and restructure what it's right now and to put it in a better direction. It's going to be for the benefit of everybody and for the benefit of the most of the businesses. I encourage your board to talk about this, to put it in your agenda, to make the possibility of already creating a new board with new leaders, with the new needs that downtown has. I want to appreciate the work that you guys have done. I don't ever want to think that you guys have not done your work, because I do believe you have. But I feel like it's time for new voices. I feel like it's time for new leadership, and it's time for think bigger and start working on things that are going to work for everybody, because it's obvious that there's many of us that don't feel represented, including myself. And there's many of us that feel like we're being forgotten from what it's downtown. And I'm speaking for many businesses, for many people that have reached out to me that they don't feel represented. And that will be the ideal goal, at least for me.
Thank you, Anna. One thing that I want to mention in response to that, Anna.
Raul, I don't know if you can let the translation go for what I said.
I totally forgot about that. Thank you. Go ahead.
Ana le está dando las gracias a quien de incluirla en las juntas y ser parte de este comité y de estas conversaciones. No espera que los cambios vayan a ser ahorita inmediatos, no espera acerca de las asociaciones, pero sí pide por favor que se traiga a la mesa esta conversación de reemplazar a los líderes de la organización, que tengan nuevas voces, que sean representados diferente, y que se haga la unión de una organización, que haya una organización para que los fondos sean alocados de esa manera. ¿Qué más? Ella personalmente no se siente que ha sido representada por medio de la organización, al igual que otros negocios que ella está hablando que está hablando por ellos.
Ana Laura, I want to respond to your comment. Like everybody else said, that this is the biggest crowd on this meeting. This is the first time I see so many people in a meeting like this. What I like to see in the future, or any meeting, there's two associations that anybody can assist to Santa Ana Business Council or Downtown Inc., whoever they like, they can come to the meetings. I have never seen this crowd on the meetings. The only way that everybody, all the businesses in the downtown, are going to be informed if they come to the meetings. I think that way everybody will feel represented. Everybody will know what's going on the meetings, and if they have any comments, anything that has to do with the downtown that said that they're not being represented, it's because they never come to the meetings, and they are invited. I know there's new people like you, Anna. We didn't have your email. You were invited to the meeting, and we appreciate you make the time to be on the meeting this morning. I know this is been in meetings like this one today, and the one that we went to the city last Thursday. It's just too much time consuming. And look at me, look at you, and everybody that is here on this meeting today. We're supposed to be open already, but instead we're here talking about how can we improve the relationship with everybody in the downtown. So I encourage all you group, Anna, to come to the meetings. Whether you go to Downtown Inc. or SABC. That's it. Thank you.
El señor
And
Raúl,
yes.
Raúl está dando las gracias a todos por estar aquí participando en esta junta. Volvemos a repetir, es la junta que ha tenido más audiencia. Se les da las gracias, se les invita a participar en las juntas de Santana Business Council y de Downtown Inc. Está abierta al público, siempre han estado abiertas al público. Queremos sus comentarios, estamos aquí para todos ustedes. Son las 11 de la mañana, ya todos tienen que estar abriendo sus negocios, pero estamos aquí en la junta, estamos tratando de hacerlo mejor para todos.
Thank you. This meeting is
Raul,
adjourned.
can I make a comment?
Ryan?
Yes.
Sure, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. This is Ryan Smolar with Downtown Inc. I want to say I feel all of you guys' pain. My father lost his health and his business during the pandemic, and it's very, very painful to be in the situation that I see you guys in. And I think that the people on SABC board, myself, Downtown Inc., we really care about you guys and want you to feel successful and to come through this. The reality is nobody likes anything 100%. Half people like dogs, half people like cats. The council people win with 30% of the votes and 70% of people not supporting that person in their ward. So having everyone be happy all the time is not a realistic thing. I think that what Raul said, that people who get engaged, people who offer partnership, people who invite us to work with them, I've never seen us turn someone away. And in our downtown, we have more people working for you at less pay with less resources than anywhere else. I would benchmark what we accomplish against any other downtown, and we beat the pants off them. I'm so excited that there's all of this new energy and people who, you know, want to be represented and want to be part of this. Beyond the 40 or 80 businesses, there's still another 400 businesses downtown that we also have to represent who have their own issues, questions, and concerns. So it's a constant battle to try and get everybody the attention, the resources that they know. I also have recognized that a lot of people who are getting resources don't realize that they're coming from us. I've talked to businesses who feel unrepresented, who have received tens of thousands of dollars in support in front of their businesses. So we have to do a better job of understanding what we are doing, what we're missing, so we can all continue to work together. As for unification or changing how the bid is managed, we should have a plan on how downtown is run. There hasn't been a plan in a long time, and we need the city to help step up and put resources behind a business outreach and community outreach so that we can have a great plan, design the organization and resources necessary to enact that. And let's all work together towards the future as well as work through what's happening right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Ryan Smolar nos habla. Gracias a todos. Él,
Claudia, can somebody turn off their sound? I'm not sure who it is, but it's causing a lot of background.
Phone call.
Thank you. You have to unmute yourself. Okay, Claudia, unmute. Yeah.
There. Ryan Smolar está dando las gracias a todos por estar aquí. Su papá, dueño de negocio durante la pandemia, perdió el negocio y está con ustedes. Sabe lo que está pasando, sabe el dolor por el que están pasando. Les da las gracias a todos por esta nueva energía. Los invita a ser participantes activos sobre lo que se está haciendo aquí en el centro de Santana. Quiere recordarles también que no todo el mundo va a estar contento. No a todos los vamos a poder servir igual. Son de 40 a 80 personas ahorita, pero hay otros 400 negocios que tenemos que servir. Es todo el centro junto. Está pidiendo que haya un plan para el centro de Santana de cómo se llevan las cosas en el centro de Santana. No ha habido un plan en hace muchos años. Hay que reunirnos con la ciudad para ver cuál es el plan para crecer. Sorry.
Are you done, Claudia? Or we
Yeah,
lost
she's
you?
not on.
We probably lost her.
It's okay.
Okay, I think we lost her. But anyway, pretty much everybody heard what I said and what Ryan said. It's too bad that Claudia, we lost Claudia, but
here she is.
Oh, she's getting back. Okay. Claudia, we lost you for a little.
Okay. No sé, where am I? ¿Dónde me quedé?
Ryan, you were talking about Ryan, that he was coming, that we should stay together.
We should stay together. Tiene que haber un plan con la ciudad para ver cuál es la programación del centro de Santana. Hace muchos años que no lo hay. Hay que reunirnos, hay que unir fuerzas. Es de la única manera que vamos a salir adelante.
Thank you, Claudia. Gracias. I'm gonna adjourn the meeting. Thank you to everybody again for taking the time. We all need to go and open up our businesses. We'll see you on the next meeting, or if anybody has any questions, you want to continue talking, let's have another meeting. Let's call each other and see how can we help the businesses. And I'm going to adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.